Hi, I'm Yujin Lee. I'm a marketing PhD candidate at University of Cincinnati. And today I'll talk about marketing implications of immersive technology. So I want to talk about where immersive technologies are headed and why they matter for marketing today. So over the past few years, immersive technology, especially VR, have moved beyond uh, being experimental or novel tools. So what we are seeing now is a shift from technology from excitement for excitement to technology for meaningful experience design. So brands are no longer asking whether VR is impressive; they are asking how it changes consumer perception, emotion, and behavior. So if you look at these examples from IMAX VR and racing simulators to VR fitness and mixed reality headsets, you'll notice a common theme. So consumers are no longer just viewing content. They are inside the experience. So they are acting, moving, deciding, and emotionally responding in real time. So this represents a fundamental change in how marketing works. So, immersive technology entering everyday activities such as fitness, personal routines. Here, VR is not used for short term excitement, but for ongoing repeated engagement. So, this represents a major future direction for immersive marketing. When immersion becomes part of daily habit like exercising, training, or learning, it has the potential to shape long term attitudes and behavior, not just momentary impressions. So for marketers, this means immersive technologies can influence how consumers feel about effort, progress, and achievement. So, however, it also introduces new challenges. If the experience feels rewarding without real outcomes, it may create unintended effects. So, this makes experience design especially crucial. So, immersive technologies are ultimately heading to a future where human experience is central and technology fades into the background. So, what stands out here is not the devices themselves, but the expressions, emotions, and identities of the people using them. So this reflect a broader trend in marketing. Success is no longer defined by how advanced the technology is, but by how naturally it fits into human life. So immersive technologies will most be effective when they enhance meaning, connection, and self-expression rather than distracting from them. So looking forward, the key questions for a marketer is not whether to adopt immersive technologies, but how to design them in ways that align with human psychology, values, and well-being. So this shift set the stage for more responsible, strategic, and impactful immersive marketing. So over the decades, immersive experience technologies are expected to grow at a remarkable pace. And what is especially notable is that this growth is not limited to hardware alone. So software platforms and service ecosystems are expanding just as quickly. So this tells us that immersive technologies are no longer peripheral innovations. They are becoming a central part of the experience economy. So for marketers, this signals a shift from experimentation to strategic adoption, where immersive experiences need to deliver real value rather than novelty. And at the core of this growth is a broader definition of immersive technology. So these technologies merge the physical and digital worlds to create interactive experiences that fundamentally shape how people perceive reality. So, from a marketing perspective, this is crucial because perception drives meaning. Immersive experiences do not simply communicate information. They influence how consumers interpret, feel, and remember a brand interaction. So that makes them especially powerful for storytelling, engagement, and learning. And it is also useful to think about immersive technology through the lenses of extended reality or XR. So, XR serves as an umbrella concept that includes virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. So, rather than viewing these as competing tools, it is more productive to see them as points along an immersion spectrum. So, this perspective allows marketers to choose the level of immersion that best fits their goals, target audience, and a context instead of relying on a single technological solution. So without this spectrum, virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality each offer distinct experimental qualities. So virtual reality creates fully immersive digital environments that can strongly shape emotion and attention. And augmented reality enhances the real world with these digital overlays, making it easier to integrate it into everyday life. And mixed reality blends the digital and physical elements in real time, enabling more seamless interaction. And these differences matter because they lead to different psychological responses. So, looking ahead, successful immersive marketing will depend on less on using the most advanced technology and more on selecting the right type of immersion to support meaningful consumer experiences and behaviors. So, first, immersion refers to the sense of being there. So, rich sensory cues such as the visuals, sound, and sometimes touch work together to create a coherent experience. When these sensory cues are well aligned, people feel more present in the environment, which increases attention, emotional engagement, and persuasive impact. So, for marketers, this means immersion can amplify how strongly a message or experience is felt rather than simply understood. And second, interactive captures the degree to which users can actively engage and influence what happens. Instead of passively consuming content, consumers make choices, explore options, and receive feedback in real time. And this allows for highly personalized engagements such as virtual try-ons or interactive ads, where consumers feel more involved in the decision-making process. And as a result, marketing becomes something people do, not just something they see. And lastly, embodiment reflects the feeling of experiencing something through one's own body or viewpoint, often via an avatar or first person perspective. So, this sense of embodiment can strengthen emotional connection, empathy, and identification with the brand or experience. And importantly, people are likely to remember and internalize experiences they feel they live through rather than merely observed. So, this also opens the door to behavioral spillovers beyond the immediate experience. So these features explain why immersive technologies are particularly powerful for experiential marketing. So experiential marketing is not just about creating memorable moments. It is about designing experiences that feel meaningful, personal, and psychologically engaging. So immersive technologies enable brands to move beyond storytelling towards experience building where consumers actively participate and co-create value. So a concrete example of this can be seen in how augmented reality (AR) is used in marketing today. So L'Oreal's AR beauty consultations illustrate how immersive features translate into real business outcomes. By partnering with with an AR technology firm, the brand allows users to upload a selfie or use a live camera to virtually try on products and see realistic results directly on their own face. So this shift the experience from passive browsings to interactive explorations. What makes this approach effective is that it combines interactivity and embodiment in a low friction way. So consumers feel more confident in their choices, spend more time engaging with the brand, and are more likely to convert. So, in fact, these AR experiences have led to substantial increases in virtual try-on usage and online conversion rates. So, from a marketing perspective, this highlights how immersive technologies can reduce uncertainty, personalize experiences, and ultimately guide consumer decisions. And virtual reality has been especially powerful in marketing context that involve tourism and social impact. So one reason is that VR allows people to experience places and causes firsthand, even when physical access is limited or impossible. So through immersive 360-degree environments and guided storytelling, users can explore museums, landmarks, and humanitarian sites in a way that feels personal and emotionally engaging. And these VR experiences do more than inform. They increase empathy and involvement by placing users directly into the environment. So campaigns such as the United Nations traveling virtually to the Pacific show how virtual travel can translate into the real world awareness and support. So, from a marketing perspective, this highlights a VR's ability to move consumers beyond curiosity uh, towards deeper emotional connection and meaningful action. So, across different domains, research consistently show that immersive technology influence how people evaluate experiences and make decisions. So, in retail context, products presented in VR tend to be perceived as more valuable, more informative, and more enjoyable compared to non-immersive formats. So, this is largely driven by higher engagement and a strong sense of presence. In healthcare and training settings, AR and VR based assistants are often seen as more motivating and engaging, improving attention and learning outcomes. And in education, immersive learning environments have been shown to boost confidence and performance, particularly in tasks that require explanation or presentation. So, in the context of donation and social causes, VR experiences increase empathy and lead to higher donation intentions. So, taken together, these findings suggest that immersion changes not only what people think, but also how deeply they care and how likely they are to act. And at the same time, immersive technologies come with important challenges that marketers need to address carefully. Accessibility and scalability remain major barriers as high device costs and content production expenses limit widespread adoption and raise concerns about inclusivity. So, unequal access can restrict market reach and create uneven consumer experiences. And there are also consumer experience limitations. Issues such as motion sickness, discomfort, and cognitive fatigue can reduce usability, especially if immersive experiences are not thoughtfully designed. In addition, the novelty effect often fades quickly, meaning that immersive experiences must deliver genuine value rather than rely on initial excitement. And ethical and data privacy concerns are another critical consideration. Immersive technologies can collect sensitive biometric and behavioral data, raising questions about consent, manipulation, and psychological safety. And finally, measurement and strategic integration remain difficult. So, traditional marketing metrics often fail to capture the full impact of immersive experiences, making it challenging to link engagement to brand performance or return on investment. So, overall, these opportunities and challenges point to a clear takeaway. Immersive technologies are not simple tools to impress consumers. Their effectiveness depends on intentional design, ethical responsibility, and strategic alignment with consumer psychology and marketing goals. And immersive technologies have several important implications for how marketing is designed and executed. So first, they fundamentally reshape experiential marketing, sorry. Instead of delivering one-way brand messages, immersive technologies enable interactive and co-creative experiences. So consumers are no longer just exposed to a brand story. They actively participate in it and in some cases help shape it. So this changes the role of consumer from an audience member to a co-creator of value. And second, immersive technologies significantly enhance emotional and sensory engagement. So, by increasing sensory involvement and emotional intensity, these experiences deepen brand connection and improve memory and recall. So, when consumers feel more emotionally invested, brands become more meaningful rather than just familiar. And third, immersive technologies support more personalized experience design. So, through the integration of AR and AI, brand interactions can adapt in real time to individual preferences, behaviors, and contexts. So, this allows marketers to move beyond broad segmentation towards experiences that feel personally relevant and responsive. And finally, immersive environments create new opportunities for social immersion and community building. So, shared virtual spaces allow consumers to interact with one another, collaborate, and form brands communities. So, this social layers adds value beyond individual experience and helps brand foster long-term relationships rather than isolated interactions. So, looking ahead, immersive technology is moving into a new phase of development. So, devices are becoming more affordable, lightweight, and accessible, making immersive experiences part of everyday life rather than special occasions. So, at the same time, VR is expanding beyond entertainment into areas such as wellness, education, therapy, and training, broadening its relevance for both consumers and organizations or many other brands. And another important direction is the integration of artificial intelligence (AI) into immersive environments. So AI-driven systems allow immersive experiences to respond dynamically to users' emotions, behavior, and preferences in real time. So this means future immersive experiences will not only be interactive, but also adaptive, changing as the user changes. And more broadly, the future of immersive technology points towards seamless integration into daily routines. Technologies like AR glasses illustrate how digital information can be overlaid onto the physical world uh, in a natural and unobtrusive way. So in this future, the technology itself becomes less visible while the experience becomes more intuitive, contextual, and human-centered. Overall, the key takeaway is that immersive technologies are not just about technological advancement. Their real value lies in how they transform experiences, making them more engaging, personal, social, and psychologically impactful. So, for marketers, success will depend on using these technologies thoughtfully with a clear understanding of consumer behavior, emotional responses, and long term value creation. And thank you so much for your attention. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you.